Episode 7, my friends. This is our coaching dynasty, the extension from Road to Glory, where our 3-star quarterback takes over as offensive coordinator for the alma mater. We are now the head coach at Southern Miss. This is our first year. We're currently sitting at 6-5. We have become bowl eligible, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to get a bowl bid. We need to make sure this is our final home game as well. This is senior day for us. We need to ensure we get a win to up our chances of having a bowl game, guys. I appreciate you being here. We're getting ready to lock in. This is a big game, a lot of implications. Of course, we haven't had the greatest home streak. The Rock is not a crazy place to play. We've lost several games. There is no home field advantage. This is our opportunity with these seniors at their last home game to turn it around. Let's jump right into it.
Welcome to Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
We'd like to think we've always got a shot at home to win. That hasn't proved to be the case. If you're just joining us, guys, thanks so much for being here. There's a rich history here. 7 episodes in on our coaching career. That started out as offensive coordinator. Before that, a lot of episodes in Road to Glory. Red shirt, 5th year transfer. Go have a look if you're interested, but let's lock in on the game, guys. We are going to be kicking to them. A 4-win team here in the Bobcats of Texas State. You can see, man, we've got to lock down the tackling. At least once a game, we highlight our ability to miss tackles. Still hasn't been fixed or patched, EA, the quarterbacks when they are the impact players. There's no height, weight, hometown stats. First play of the game, they're going to run straight up the gut. You know that we vacated the area. Nothing really working for us up the middle all year. They're going deep. Yeah. Another breakdown in coverage. It's not looking good here on senior day. Some of the notable seniors that we've got on the roster are going to be quarterback Tate Rodemaker, both slot receivers Tequila Mims and Keyshawn Buckley, and then our tight end. But first play of our game, we're gonna run off tackle Jalen Washington. That's our redshirt freshman. Big game. We don't have a whole lot of them. From there, it's gonna open up a little RPO. We're gonna kick that out to Tequila Mims. 21 yards. Big play, moving the ball. We're not having the explosive play that Texas State had, but we're taking big chunks out of them. 2 carries for 26 yards at this point for Washington. That sets up absolute surgical precision. Again on senior day for Tate Rodemaker. You guys have seen it. If you've been around this season, you know that he's been hit or miss. We've thrown balls right to defenders. We've underthrown them. We've overthrown them. We've had issues with his accuracy. So to see him put that one where it needed to be was amazing. That is a senior to senior connection. If not the last, one of the last time these two are going to do it here at the Rock. Another run off tackle. Big play. I mean, we were staring down the barrel of that run the entire time and couldn't make a tackle. It's a really sad state, this defense right now. This is probably the biggest learning curve for me, is figuring out the defense. It's all good though, because we're going to get a sack here. We're going to get that pressure. And to be honest with you, this is like the first time that this guy has showed up this year in a significant fashion. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Looks like Elias Huavia. Huavia sounds good. We also are hit and miss on people's last names and first names. Tequila Mims, one of those. Sitting right there, we know about Zay Franks. He had a pick 6 last game. They threw it right to him. If he just put a little air under that ball, guys, he was gone. That was 6, but he threw it right to our defender, and we're going to benefit for the big turnover right here. You see that? Oh my gosh. Just stopped zone coverage. Back on the ball right here. What a day, man. 69 yards, a touchdown, and surgical precision for Rodemaker. Just having himself, like, why we couldn't do it, it maybe is because of the coaching change. He's not comfortable with me calling plays. He's not comfortable with me leading the team. Whatever it was, 100% completion rate, 91 passing yards, and a score on the first quarter, guys. We're going to convert. We're going to get this 3rd and goal. You guys know it's really difficult for us to run up the middle. So what are we going to do? We're going to kick it to the outside. Boom. Tequila Mim. 2nd touchdown. We said it. If it's not the last, it's going to be one of the last. And that proves worthy again. Senior to senior connection here on senior day. Firing that cannon from the ROTC. I'm assuming we're loving that. 3rd and 13. Going to send the house. Drew Jackson, another senior middle linebacker, coming up with the sack. Big play for him. That's going to force 4th down and long, 24 yards. Beautiful. Crew hasn't really been a big factor for us this year. So happy to see him on the last game having some big plays. Keyshawn Buckley is also a senior. We're not able to spring it here. We might have some more opportunities, but we are hoping to kick him, have him spring free for a kick return or a punt return for a touchdown. No luck there. 6 carries, 51 yards for Jalen Washington. That one was right up the middle. We're going to run the draw right after that. And look at that double leg takedown. Love that. That's going to set up a 39-yard field goal. And guys, we are going to take a 10-point lead here on the final home game of the year. We're liking that. 2 minutes to go here. Texas State, you know, there's superpowers in these 2-minute drills. We're able to tackle them right at the line. That's 4th and 10. It's going to give us an opportunity to increase this lead. We're really excited about it. Kicking to Buckley. We're going to grow some balls. We're not going to call the fair catch. Unfortunately, there's nothing we could do about it, right? 3rd and 8, little fast forward here. We are running the clock down just a little bit just because we fumbled. We've thrown picks. We've thrown pick sixes right before half. And oh my gosh, we almost did it again. 4th and 8, we end up kicking it. We got about 45 seconds here left in the half, guys. Yeesh, what a big sack by Whit Weeks. We usually call him Wheat. We got it now. Whit Weeks, baby. The LSU transfer comes through, makes a sack. I thought, look at that. He pushed him in for a safety. 3rd and 28 here. Well, if they're not going to give it to us, we'll just get it our damn selves. 2 points. That's what's up. It's going to be 19-7 here after that safety, guys. And we're going to have, we're going to get the ball back, but there's only 4 seconds left in the half, so don't expect us to do anything too big. Just that 2 points is going to be just fine for us. We'll go ahead and show it, though. You can see as the clock runs out. It's going to be the Tequila Mims. Not going to have anything going on there, but it is going to lead us into halftime with a pretty substantial 2-score lead. Let's call that 3 scores. 3-score lead on the Texas State Bobcat. You can see right there, rushing yards. We're way ahead of them. Passing yards, you got it. Average, even those 2 big plays, obviously up that 4.2 yard average pretty substantially. But other than that, like, our defense has been pretty decent. We are giving up some of the big chunk plays, but that's what highlights are for, guys. Maybe one of these days I'm just going to live stream a game to show you like what happens on the between all these plays and big time highlights, just to show you how we do things. Maybe if we make a college football playoff or a national championship or something like that, you know, one of these big games. Might have to be a senior day game if we're still at one of these lower tier schools. Anyways, as you heard the commentator say, opening the 3rd quarter with a run right at the middle, Jalen Washington. From here, we had just talked about the first half precision. What a flippin' crap throw. Severely underthrown. I think it's because our receiver stepped out. I'm not sure what it triggers, but he like literally just threw it right to the defense. That was supposed to be a fly route, and yeah, we barely threw it 12 yards. Anyways, back to work. 3rd and long, we go ahead and convert it over the middle. 3rd and 9 here. We get hit on the play. We're not going to be able to convert that one when you're laying on your back. We got Moffitt here, the freshman punter. Kicking it deep. You can see right there. Sometimes you don't know if they call fair catch or not. They don't have the animation. So we go up and tackle them. Fortunately, we don't draw the penalty. 3rd down and long. We finally stop a quarterback scramble. I thought right here Buckley was going to break this, just have a little spin move out of that contact. That's all for naught. 14-19 here in the final 3 minutes of the third quarter. You can see 4th and 2. We've got to roll the dice, guys. RPO is our go-to in these situations. We kick it out to Tequila, and we pick up the needed yards and then some. That's going to set us up within the 10 later on in the drive. We're rolling out, but we're going to take the sack. That's no good. 34-yard field goal. Can we hit it? You damn right. He doesn't miss outside of 20 yards, but the only 2 misses he had been from 20 yards or closer. Go figure, man. Look at that. Dante Kelly with a big sack. This guy's a junior. He's going to be around next year. He is a transfer risk, though. So we have been watching him. We're not sure if we're going to have him next year, if we can convince him to stay. A win here would help. We had talked about Crew Jackson earlier, guys, not having the kind of senior year I'm sure he imagined, but he had a sack earlier, and here he had just a standstill flipping interception. Threw it right to him. Just a gift. Look at that. 6'5" middle linebacker. Big pick, big sack. Great game for him on the last game here at the Rock. 31-yard field goal from here. This is another 3 field goal game for Gibbs. We appreciate him. We appreciate him. We could have won another game, I think, if he wouldn't have had his misses, but it is what it is. You can see our defense is going absolutely bananas. By Job is the KU transfer getting the sack on that play. More pressure here, but a perfectly timed kind of spot screen is going to set up 4th and 1 with 5 minutes to go, and wide open, the tight end slash power back slash fullback. Not sure what position that guy plays. Nobody was covering him. And here where it's Crew Jackson, man, just a little too slow at 6'5", unable to cover the back out of the backfield. They pick up a big gain. They're pushing, and their corner route. Money. That's going to bring it close, guys. 20-25 with 3 minutes to go. We're just trying to run some clock, to be honest with you. 1st and 10, we spread him out, but we're going to run the draw with Jalen Washington. You can see he's having a decent game. 18 carries, 88 yards. We had a little stutter step here on 3rd down, guys, in the pocket. Tate Rodemaker goes down. But luckily on 4th, they brought the house, and we get our senior tight end some massive yardage. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get him in the end zone, but big gain right there. This is going to set up 4th field goal of the game for Gibbs. This makes it an 8-point ball game, and we're sitting pretty at the moment, guys. 28-20. If they score, which you can now see that they're not, they're going to have to go for 2. So we felt pretty confident here. A big pick. That's our sophomore corner. And that's going to set us up for victory formation. You can see that clock just run down in hyper speed. We did it, guys. We won 7 games. We became bowl eligible. We end the season 7-5, and we kind of shake the stigma of the Rock not being a very tough place to play. We win at home. 6 catches, 99 yards on his final game at the Rock for Tequila Mims. Sacks all around, interceptions all around. I think we got, for the most part, we've got all of our big, like, starter style seniors, like significant stats for this game. Tate Rodemaker to start it off, 206 yards, 2 scores, get 140.3 QBR, 21 carries, 97 yards, almost got in the triple digits there. 6 catches, 99 for Mims. Roll down to Heat, that's 4 for 63. And then Buckley had 1 catch for 14 yards, but also had a couple of kick returns. Crew Jackson right there leading with the 8 overall tackles, plus a sack, plus a pick, right? Sack and a half for both Job and Weeks. Those guys will be returning. Dante Kelly is supposed to return next year. We'll see. And then the picks, Franks, Jackson, and Centario Willis. Centario Willis was National Player of the Week last week. And then, of course, Gibbs there with his 4. made field goals. We did level up on this game. We're going to attribute that to our linebackers and just make our recruiting actions a little more potent. We also did that to the secondary. Having a look at this year, the 2025, this is year 2 in our dynasty. The Heisman's going to go to the Georgia quarterback, and we were hoping for a bowl invite. Guys, we got it against a top 25 team in Tulane. This is a great test for us. You could see we signed Joshua Wade here, ending up to be a good week, right? Troy Cheeks, man, love the name, but he committed to Texas Tech. We also had Matt Simmons go to the U, and then a guy right there, he ended up going to Louisiana, and then Ronnie Kaiser, right outside linebacker. He's at our conference rivals in Arkansas State, and then we had a guy going to Troy. But we're doing okay, right? We've got 9 commits here. We're currently about middle of the pack in the Sun Belt. We've got a couple guys that we're eyeing. Maybe we can climb that. Job offer time. End of the year offensive coordinator at Arizona State. Guys, I really thought about this one, but I decided, you know what? We're not going to take a step back and be an offensive coordinator. Then San Diego State says, hey, why don't you come over to the Pac-12? This one, I mean, I thought about it, but ultimately, guys, we're going to pass on it because it's kind of a move, a lateral move. If we're going to move, I want to move up to like a mid-level team or a team that like we really love and would love to rebuild and stick around for 5 years, give or take. And that's just not San Diego State. It would have been if Southern Miss hadn't offered us 100%, but we're here now. As far as this first wave of job offers, guys, we're not going to take it. We're going to stick with Southern Miss. We'll see if we get any more offers as the carousel opens up. But right now, we've got to focus on our game against Tulane. 22 in the country. I mean, we're coming off a couple game win streak here. We've got some good things happening. We definitely want to be very successful in bowl games. So I'm gonna sweat this one out. We're gonna try as hard as we can. We're gonna try and get that win. This is for sure the last game of our seniors. So very thankful for that. And let's see if we can make some magic happen here. Scooter Coffee Bowl, I think it's called.
Welcome to Frisco, Texas. It is great to have you with us as we have a couple
Frisco, Texas for the Scooter Coffee Bowl. We're really happy to go bowling, man. I didn't really know what to expect. You know, we played the offense, Road to Glory's one-sided, or we decided to just play offensive snaps as an offensive coordinator. If we were defense, we would have done it opposite. So this is our first like shot to really play the game as a whole, both sides of the ball, and special teams control every aspect of the game. It's been a learning curve, and to go 7-5 and be in a bowl, our first year as a head coach, is super awesome. To have a winning record, can't ask for anything more than that, can you? Plus, we're kicking the ball, which means if we can tie it up or maybe have a small lead going into the half, that we got an opportunity to extend that lead. Let's go. 9-3 Tulane. They're top 25 ranked, and they've got some really cool uniforms. All blacks for all the threads, and then the baby blue helmet. Right off the bat, Crew Jackson's going to get some penetration, stop our guy for a loss. I thought this was another big play, but just like we fell for it 2 weeks ago, we fall for it again. A nice little screen pass. We're unable to break it up on third down. We're unable to disrupt anything. They're able to recycle the downs. First down. And then, of course, man, we're not able to win our ones. Lowers his shoulder. He's going to take this one to the house because we just can't match the speed. Dante Kelly is a pass rusher. Linebacker, like hybrid. We put him on the line in pass rushing situations. You could see 45 there. Not able to run down the running back. So nice and early. Tulane, the Green Wave, they score. Now it's our turn. Our turn to go to work. We're going to go to the RPO, and hell nah. Basically, Tequila Mam's not able to get any yards, so we go to the big guy. We got 6 out of 7 yards needed for that. It's going to end up in a punt. We're not going to risk it. Not this early. Plenty of football to go, but hindsight's always 20/20, man. Great little corner route finding the open lanes, but here we're able to disrupt another screen pass. That's Centario Willis, sophomore cornerback. He's playing the slot for us. 3rd and 14, dude's got all day, and luckily the damn receiver drops it. Great punt, pin us deep. Minute 45 here to go in the first quarter. We run it up the middle. We're going nowhere. 2nd and 9 though. Had a nice little setup. That's going to be our senior tight end. Not the fastest guy. He's not like the guy we had at Hawaii, but 2 in a row. He's making big plays, man. 55 yards through the air. Sets up right down the middle, right off center. Jalen Washington, a redshirt freshman, making sure to maximize it. Then we're going to go to our 2nd string tight end. This is going to be Reed. Big body. He can always run over at least one guy. And now we're kind of mixing it up back and forth. We're throwing it, we're running it, we're throwing it, we're running it, back and forth we go. Back to Reed here is going to put us within the 10. 3rd and goal. Can we score? We always, that's one of the things that we can't figure out. We always hold on to the ball way too long. We take a sack. 28-yard field goal attempt. We're going to get on the board though. 7-3. Not super happy with it, but not disappointed to the fullest. 2.5 minutes here. There's been absolutely no change going on since our field goal. We're going to kind of watch the clock wind down as they are composing their drive, trying to score before halftime. 90 seconds here. We're going to bring the pressure. We're going to get a sack. That's going to be Centario Willis again with another big disruptive play. It's going to set up a long 3rd down for their conversion. They end up throwing that ball away. 4th and 17. They punch it through. It's going to be a 1-score game though, so there's still hope for us. 45 seconds to go here in the half. We're going to try and make some magic happen. Kicking it out to the running back here. Going to get out of bounds. Try to save some timeouts. We try to do the same thing at the 2nd level, guys, and we throw a pick. Not just a pick. I expect the offense not to be able to tackle, but it looked like that was a pretty sure thing. I don't know. Do you have to push another button? Is there an additional button that you push to make tackles? I'm not sure. Anyways, guys, you can see right here, that is going to be the career of Tate Rodemaker. Throws the pick. It is what it is. We've got to set ourselves up for next year. So we're going to put 2nd string third string quarterback in. This guy's a senior. He is the better option on paper. So we're going to get our first look at him on the season and just watch a few completions. We're not going to end up doing anything big here before halftime. You can see 8 seconds left. We're just going to check it down. We're going to hit Jalen Washington. That's going to be that. As far as our offensive push, that's going to set up an opportunity for a really deep field goal. And if you guys have been watching, you know Gibbs. Gibbs can hit deep field goals. He can't hit shit from inside 20. His 2 misses on the year came from like, I think, 11 and 13 yards. But yeah, Tate Rodemaker, guys, it's going to be the end of his career with us, because we're going to get a look at the future now. That's going to be Alex Winkler, who you just saw, number 7. He is a senior who's going to redshirt, so he'll be back next year. And then we've got, I think his name's John White. John White is a 6 foot, like 200-pound sidearm, kind of fast, kind of good at throwing, like pretty. He's an interesting one, but he's thrown a couple touchdowns already this year. Or 1 touchdown this year, and his limited backup duties. It's going to be a quarterback battle. Plus, we signed Terrence Mallory, the 6'4" guy. We expect him to be about the same overall as the other 3 guys. So we just need to get as many looks as possible. Kicking off the 3rd quarter here, you see Winkler still under center. Behind center in that case, as he's under shotgun. We're just going to hand it off. Get a few yards on the ground from here, throwing it out wide. He is our over the top style quarterback. Great catch from Javion Butler. That's going to go to the RPO, setting it up really nice for Tequila Mims. Big yard, setting up a beautiful drive here, right? Until that's all user error, by the way. Nothing that the quarterback didn't misfire or anything. They just completely let our wide receiver go. I didn't think that he's going to get down to our check down in time. And he picks it, takes it to the house. The holding call is going to be declined. That is a touchdown. You can see number 12 now under center. That is John White, our 6-foot quarterback. You'll see his funky throwing motion that we were talking about. But the game's kind of getting out of hand. 24-6. Tough. That's not the end of it. A deep throw, guys, going to make it 31-6. And it's a route. It feels like it. Later on in the game, this is the first play of the fourth quarter. We have moved the ball decently well here. We finally hit a touchdown. This one. White to Butler. Beautiful little out route. Look at that. Like a shortstop or a second baseman. Puts it over his shoulder in double coverage. 13-31 with 3 minutes to go. This is actually going to end up being exciting into this game, guys. They're throwing it deep. We're going to end up picking it. This is our guy, Knox. Knox played a bit of linebacker for us before we put Crew Jackson in. That's kind of that hybrid position. But he's going to come through when he dropped back in coverage. He's going to get the pick. 3 minutes to go here. That should have been picked, to be completely honest with you. Heath ends up pulling it in for an absolutely crazy gain. 4 catches, 118 yards on the day for him. And the crew, the Tulane crew, they are flabbergasted. What the hell was that? We almost throw another pick, this time to Tequila Mims. He hauls it in. What the hell's going on with this funky throwing motion? I have no idea. But it's working. We go ahead and jump on the ball, try to catch him out of position, straight up the middle. That's going to be Washington. Big touchdown for him. Go a little bit closer, guys. 2 minutes and 15 seconds. We will call attention to how much time is left in the game here. 20-31. 2 minutes to go. They're going to run a little option and cough up the football. With 2 minutes to go, we got great field position here on the 13-yard line. We're down 2 scores. 1st and 10 here. You're going to see White is going to run. We end up coughing up the damn football. I'm going to throw the damn challenge flag, though. What do we have to lose? Right? Look at that. That big-ass Mardi Gras beads. Oh, the hell are even those? But you can check it out right here. The knee is down. I threw this on a prayer. And video evidence came back. We're going to get the ball back, guys. That's insane. I didn't think it was going to happen. I just challenged it for shits and giggles. We're going to end up converting. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Can we catch him off guard? Can we go right back up the middle and do this again? The clock is running. We got to snap it. Come on. Yes. 2nd touchdown of the game for Washington. That's our redshirt freshman doing big things. Puts the make-believe crown upon his head. We're going to go for 2. And, of course, the out route's open. This is probably our favorite route down here when we're running these. You can confuse a lot of guys. Guys going across the middle. Guys running zig routes. It's all down to the onside kick. But, my friends, that's the only time we really need an onside kick. So after we are getting our asses kicked, 31-6, we end up bringing it back 28-31. We're really proud of that. We don't get the win. We end up finishing the year 7-6. A little too close for comfort, you know what I mean? And that pick 6 right there, yeah, player of the game, because that was the difference maker in a 3-point game. But you know, there's a lot of good things to look forward to. Good play by both quarterbacks that are returning next year. We've got a lot of exciting talent on the defensive side of the ball, and Willis and Braxton Myers. Yeah, you can see some of the stats right there. 8 for 12 for John White, 5 for 7 for Winkler. That one pick was on me. Sorry about that, buddy. Washington, he'll be a sophomore next year. 15 carries, 62 yards. We will not see Tequila Mims next year, or Heath, or Buckley. We will get Reed, we'll get Butler, we'll get Simmons, all those guys coming back. Just showing you guys Dante Kelly, leading tackler. The sack came from Centario Willis, and the pick from Cameron Knox. Let's see what's up right here with job offers, guys. And we got an offer from North Texas, and they're ranked 15th. I'm looking at the overall here, though. We're the top candidate for this job as well. So I'm assuming North Texas, he ended up taking a job elsewhere. But guys, our overall is better, right? But we decided not to take the job at North Texas just because it's a move laterally. We're gonna stay at Southern Miss. You can see we signed Juan Balducci. Season stats for you: 3,000 yards, 20 touchdowns for Tate Rodemaker. We had a pair of touchdowns for John White, and Winkler had just 5 completions and a pick. 208 carries, 798 yards, and 8 scores for Jalen Washington. We had 15 carries for 54 yards, and there's a threat transfer out of Clay, so keep that in mind. Tequila Mims with 911 yards. He got that 911, 7 touchdowns, 8 for Simmons. Butler had 4, 2 scores to Keyshawn Buckley. If you look all the way down there, 2 catches, 49 yards. It's going to be J.Q. Gray, the sophomore slot receiver. He should be the front man for the position next year. And then a handful of catches for everybody else moving up that list. On the defensive side of the ball, we're looking at overall tackles. That's going to be Dalton Brooks. That's our third level guy. Shouldn't be like that, right? Whit Weeks is going to lead in sacks with 9. That's more than double the next guy, Cameron Knox. Braxton Myers with 4 sacks, and by Job as well. Moving down the list, we got a couple here and there, little spot sacks. Interceptions wise, we had 5 from Centario Willis, who's going to be returning. Dave Franks had 4, 3 for Braxton Myers. They didn't really get challenged a whole lot, but when they did, he made them count. Crew Jackson with that pick that we saw, and then Dalton Brooks as well, who was our tackle leader. 24 of 26. Those 2 misses, guys. You can see it right in here. Oh, I thought it was within the 20, so it's within the 29 actually. Our only Sun Belt our conference All-American was our kicker, and he was on the freshman team. We had talked about Clay being a transfer risk. We've got 7 persuasion attempts. We're going to go ahead and just see what's up. He's decided to stay. We're going to have him next year. He's going to be a senior next year. Right here, showing you guys we found a 4-star recruit that nobody was even looking at. We put him on the list. Hopefully we can land him. As far as the transfer portal goes, we've got Jaden Ham, 6'6", 245 out of Eudora, Kansas. He was playing for the Jayhawks at KU. We want this guy. Our senior's leaving. We want him. We end up getting this Ali, who's an athlete, Alex Ali, big body, but we're still really kind of committed on picking up Jaden Ham. Caleb Burr, middle linebacker. You guys saw him early in the season. You could see some of the transfers that were landing, including Jaden Ham. We ended up getting him. Graham Campanero is a very small wide receiver with good speed. All of those recruits are going to add up to 26 total signings. 2 of those guys being 4 stars. 24 of those being 3 stars. That's going to be the best in the Sun Belt. 33rd nationwide. We've also got some changes coming to the Mountain West. So you can see UTEP, just like in real life, is going to get signed there with Mountain, with the Mountain West Conference. UNLV, this one's kind of, we don't know where it's going, but I went ahead. We knew that they needed 8 teams, so we're going to add them. With the odd number there of UNLV leaving, we add New Mexico State to pair New Mexico in the Mountain West. We're also moving UConn to Conference USA. We are also moving the Harvard Crimson to Conference USA. This is all fantasy, guys. If things change, we'll move people back, whatever. But we just wanted to balance out some of these conferences and move people where they're supposed to go in real life. We still want to figure out what's going to happen to Clemson and Florida State. So a lot of things happening, guys. Setting up the next season, you can see right away we get an instant commit from a right outside linebacker. I always offer players right on the spot if we're first and they fit our size criteria, and then we move from there just to see if we can get some really just easy commits and save some points. You can see we're finding some gems, getting some gems out here, possession guy, and we're also finding some busts. So that's really cutting down our recruiting board. We're building it up with gems and normal guys and not all the busts. So you can see all the left guards that we had. Unfortunately, we had to let go. Starting out next season, we got Coastal Carolina, Auburn, Louisiana Tech. We got the rematch with Tulane. Then we've got Troy, Georgia Southern, the new Pac-12 team in UNLV, South Alabama, Louisiana Monroe, Louisiana, Arkansas State, and again, ending our season at Texas State. Guys, thank you so much for joining me here. I've been having a lot of fun with this, where the lore and the story is building with every episode. You guys know who we've got on the team, who we picked up through the transfer portal. We kind of talk about the guys and what we like about them every episode. So the story continues to develop. On the next episode, we're going to start out just introducing our roster and then getting ready for our first game against Coastal Carolina. If you guys are liking this series, show some love. Leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing, hang out for the long run, because we're just getting started here. I appreciate each and every one of you. We're going to run it back. Second year at Southern Miss. Let's make some magic happen together.